Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave. Today we're going to be taking a look at why William Saliba will become a key part of Mikel Arteta's side in the 22-23 season. Subscribe if you're new. Check out SofaScore. GG's in the chat. Let's dive in. But let's switch our attention to a player that could be coming back. So when you look at players that have gone out from Arsenal this season, one player that I've been watching quite keenly has been William Saliba. William Saliba has been playing over in Liga for Marseille, and he's a player that I really like. Obviously, Mikel Arteta spoke a lot about his game, needing to rework how he moves, how he runs, how he receives, how he passes. He said there was a lot of work to be done. But I think, quite frankly, with William Saliba, whenever I've watched Marseille, he's been very, very good on the ball. He's been, the defensive side of his game has been absolutely fantastic as well. And he's a player that's really improving. If you're not into your Liga, Marseille are set to finish the season right at the top of the table. And Saliba's obviously played a key part in that. Marseille have been fantastic under Sampaoli. They've provided a really good watch in Liga. They're a team that are very exciting. They're a team that play front foot football, and they're a team that dominate their opposition. And again, you look at William Saliba as a really key part of that defence. Their shape's really interesting. They do evolve to a kind of 3-2-5. We see the right back underlap and get involved into the final third in an attacking sense. We see Saliba kind of filter out and play as a kind of like right centre back and a back three in possession. When we look at his passing, that's a real improvement I think we've seen this season. 71 passes in the game against Lorient, 78 touches of the football, 6 out of 6 accurate long balls, won 100% of his aerial duels, won 1 out of 1 of his tackles, 1 interception, 2 clearances, but very much a possession-heavy team. And we look at the average positions, William Saliba very much holding that right-hand side, which leads me to think for Arsenal, you potentially could play him in a number of different roles. Obviously, Ben White has done a lot of has played a lot of football for Brighton as a right-sided centre-back or as a right-back. So either you've got Saliba inside next to Gabriel, obviously with Saliba's better ability to win aerial duels in there, or alternatively Ben White stays next to Gabriel after that partnership's been formed and Saliba comes into right-back. I think one of the interesting sides with Arsenal is what you do with Kieran Tierney. Injuries have hit his career so far. He's been brilliant when he's played, but Tomiyasu's been experimented as a inverted left back in recent weeks, which would kind of change Arsenal's structure in a sense where, you probably go for that kind of similar Marseille build, but more on the right-hand side. Marseille have a deep left back, and obviously their right back is the inverted player, but you could change the structure to Tomiyasu potentially being that inside player, or alternatively go Pep Guardiola, what we see when Arsenal have a fit 11 of the Centurions with 2 inverted fullbacks, or alternatively kind of like a back 3 and then a 2 and then a 5. I think that's really open to what Arsenal could do. I think there is room for improvement in Arsenal's defence. Despite ranking 5th for average possession in the Premier League at 52.1%, Arsenal ranked 9th for progressive passes and 8th for fewest goals conceded. I think one of the interesting sides was when you do look at the scout report from William Saliba to kind of have a look at what type of player he is. His percentile ranks are very, very high for passing. Obviously, Marseille, like I mentioned, very good ball-playing team under Sampaoli, former Chile coach. But, the top ones in terms of progressive carrying distance, again, would improve Arsenal. I think in terms of passes under pressure as well, decent numbers there at the 98th percentile, basically the top 2% of defenders in Europe. Progressive carries would help it. Passes into the final third, progressive carries, top 10% of players or top 8% of players as well. I think there's a lot of improvements there that Saliba could bring Arsenal Football Club if he were to come back. And that level of ball playing and that level of football will really help Arsenal going forward. He's completed 93% of his passes this season, had 94 touches per game, on average completes 80 passes per game. Again, the progressive carries at 6.21, progressive passes at 4.4. Again, he's averaging 10 progressive actions per game. As the stats suggest, William Saliba very much a ball-playing centre-back that plays for a defensively solid Marseille. Only Nice and PSG have conceded more goals in Liga than Saliba's Marseille. When we compare the Arsenal defenders in terms of, your Holding, your Ben White, and your Gabriel, the centre-halves that are available to, Saliba comes on top in a number of the possession metrics, which I think is kind of really important for Arsenal. In terms of passing into the final third, William Saliba ranks number 1 out of those players. Passing into the area, number 1 as well. Progressive passes, number 1 again. What we mentioned previously, Arsenal need to be more progressive with their passing and need to dominate the ball better in games. Again, William Saliba comes out on top. And I feel that will give Arsenal a real difference in possession when they have a true ball player that can, break the lines, that can carry down the right-hand side, that can fire the passes into midfield. And independent of where, whether he plays centre-half or on in the right-back slot as kind of like a right-sided centre-back, I think Arsenal have got a really good footballer to come back. Do you want to break up the Ben White partnership with Gabriel? I'm not too sure. That's why I think that the right-back area could be the one. As I mentioned before, Tierney's had his injury problems. Tommy Yasu has also had his injury problems this season. He's only played 55% of the minutes available to him this season. So having Saliba in there, you might have a more comfortable player that can play week in, week out to really get on the high end of Arteta ball. In conclusion, I think it'd be a top prospect for Arsenal. Costs absolutely nothing. Top talent, still 21 years old. His integration means that Arsenal can spend money in other areas, improving the number 9 area with Lacazette potentially going in the summer, and also improving Granit Xhaka as the left central midfielder. We've also seen a lot of players in Liga, especially defensive players, translating well to the Premier League. When you look at the likes of Kante, Fabinho, Idrissa Gueye, Bruno Guimaraes, Gabriel, there are a number of defensively minded players that have really excelled in the Premier League, having played in Liga. I think William Saliba could be a superstar at Arsenal when he comes back. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, like the goddamn video, and get into the comments. Do you think William Saliba will be a good addition for Arsenal next season? See you later.